Hey folks, so if you remember a couple of weeks ago I did a video on trying to get Leica Q2 monochrome light colour on the Fujifilm X100V and other Fuji cameras. But I did get a request coming in on one of the comments about Lumix cameras, and Lumix cameras is another camera I've got. In fact, I'm recording this on my S5. Now I only have the one kit lens, but the L mount, which is the lenses that this camera takes, do have a range of Leica lenses, which I'd love to have. However, I thought I'll have a look and see what you could do out of camera with this, with the raw processor in the S5. And I don't know if this is like other Lumix cameras. They all seem similar to the ones I've looked at. So I'm not going to explain exactly how I did it, but I'm going to bring up the settings I used on the screen. If you can put those into your Lumix camera, great, have a go. But you can do grain, the same as Fuji. You can do contrast, and you can adjust the curves of the highlights and the shadows. And I thought, well, let's see what we can do. I've been very pleased with the results. So I took a few pictures around the house, but I also went and revisited some street photography I did about a year ago before I got ill. And I've processed those. And again, they're straight out of camera. I've just straightened them, or maybe zoomed in a little bit so you can see the grain on some of them. And I'm going to bring some of them up now so that you can have a look. In fact, I have been showing you them as this has gone on. And as you can see, I've got a very similar look, I think, to what we got out of the Fujifilm. We've managed to get the shadows very deep. We've got quite a nice grain, gritty look. We've got the added benefit of the full frame sensor though in the Lumix, which is actually sharper than the Fuji. So the images have actually come out super sharp. It's hard for you to see on YouTube, but they really have come out really, really well. And if I now bring up on the screen the original sample we used from the Leica Q2 monochrome, so you can have a look at that, having had a look at all the Lumix images, you can see that it's not too far away. It's not too bad. And I'm going to link in the description the videos I did on the film simulations for the Fuji camera, especially the monochrome one using Acros, so you can have a look and see how close they all are. And again, it's fairly straightforward to process the images in the camera. I haven't looked at the Lumix software to see whether it can work like the raw processor that the Fuji has. But I did have to put the settings in for each picture, which was a bit fiddly. But if you were shooting at the time, you would just program the settings into one of the many profiles that the Lumix cameras have, or a custom color profile. So, I hope you like what you got out of this little video. I'm really pleased with the way the images came out. I really like what they look like, and I really think for beach photos it's quite hard to get monochrome to work, and I think some of them have worked really well. So don't remember to like and subscribe, and I'll be doing more videos on not just Fujifilm simulations, but on the Lumix camera and how you can sort of work within the realms of the camera, because I'm really enjoying this process of doing stuff in the camera and not in, Lightroom and things like that. It's quite therapeutic, limiting yourself in a way. Kind of look at it that way. It's not limiting, but it is. I know it kind of makes sense. Anyway, have a discussion in the comments below. Please feel free to post other videos that you might be interested in having. One video that was mentioned was a tutorial. I'd love for you to give me ideas of tutorial videos. What kind of, do you know the basics of a camera? Do you want to know aperture, shutter speed and things like that? Or just discuss below and post what you might like to see coming in the future. But that's what I'm sort of focusing the channel on. Anyway, I've waffled on a bit at the end of this video. Waffling will always be at the end. The bulk of what the video's about will always be at the start. But again, if you did enjoy the video, please do remember to like, subscribe to the channel, because it really does help the channel grow. And thank you for the views on the previous videos I've just done. They've gone down really well, all the film simulation ones, and the channel is thriving at the minute. I've never seen such growth on it, so thank you again to you guys who are the viewers who watch. Anyway, waffling over. I'll catch you all later. By the way, this was filmed on the S5. See you all later, folks. Bye.